Puppy training, day 28, 29 and 30.
Day 28.
We've been focusing on eye contact and reverse temptation lately. One of them is a constant subject and the other one is quite complicated. Eye contact can be so useful, not just in training, but in everyday life. Patience, waiting, and knowing their name is useful as well.
Take your time to teach your dog simple things. It's the simple things that make everyday life smoother.
These exercises might seem silly, but they can be quite handy when you're to the veterinary or when the dog stands on a carpet and you are moving around furniture. Backing is a quite useful word.
As we've begun every day lately, first she's given a treat from each hand and from her mouth, so that there's an active choice not to choose to go for the hands. When she shows my eyes, she's rewarded from the hand she wasn't tempted by. Reverse temptation.
Ja. Ja, så. Du måste inte hålla färdigt med den då. Ja, duktig tjej. Ja, så. Ja. Rätt. Bra.
So I'm actually walking around doubled over and backwards. Not the most practical of body positions, but it's better than leaning to the left all the time. We begin with the dog sitting, open hands and treats in both. Then we start moving. The goal is to make my hands, treats on the ground as well as any other temptation whatsoever, to awaken a reflex to make eye contact before taking action. If it works, well, that's up to me and my stubbornness. We have also begun to do some push training. I push and she push back, and that is rewarded.
Duktig! Bra! Rätt! Duktig!
With each new thing I add, the things that used to be well known has to be repeated. It's like learning several languages at the same time. She's studying to know other dogs, human body language, hand signals, whistle signals, and words. Of course, she will mix them up and be confused sometimes. But being bilingual is a great resource when learning additional languages. So just be patient with your puppy. It might be taking time, but it's definitely worth the effort. So, at the moment, we do repetitions of sit, laying down, stand, following hands, heeling position, grip, out, nose push, recall and delivery. And the new parts are eye contact while I'm backing, both sitting, standing and walking. Reverse temptation, pushing and show ring training. Day 29. Stepping up a little with the reverse temptation. The goal is that a hanging hand or a shown hand next to the head shall mean make eye contact. So I've started to introduce moving hands.
Bra. 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 Duktig tjej. Duktig tjej. Bra.
Could have been a toy, a sausage, or, as in this case, treats in an open and moving hand. The idea is to make a reflex to take eye contact when tempted. Please notice the hand, the open hand without treats, just being there. As you notice, the hand is empty. It's there, but not used if not needed. And it's something I always carry with me. It's easy to bring, quite a long work to get to function, but very handy to have. Then I added extra temptation with a heap of treats on the floor as well as a sock. The same work. Treats in both of my hands, moving the hands if necessary, and making her walk past the treat with eye contact.
Bra! Bra! Så ja. Sätter ihop dem här närmare. Bra. Rätt. Bra, duktig. Bra, där ja. Så ja, bra. Varsågod.
A long break after this, and just being a dog was necessary. Day 30. It's been a month now since Dorothy arrived. She's 4.5 months old now. And she's becoming more and more interested in the outer world. So any additional or new sequence has to be taught indoors without disturbances. Today we worked on rewarding. Yes, she did nothing and was rewarded for it. Yes, it seems silly, but if made properly, the hand clap will be quite an efficient reward in the future. We tried a first step in sitting with reverse temptation to the side. And as that worked quite well, one could expect everything else to all of a sudden become complicated. So laying down all of a sudden was a hard sign to read. To make her confident, we stepped back to following the hand and the treat, just to make sure she had success. Then we did some push training. And the last swing we did was following a hand with treat. So we began today's work with the reverse temptation and ended it with following a treat from the same hand. It will be confusing for some time on now, but in the end she will see the difference in the placing and the shape of that hand. It was quite a contradiction for Skoja too, around 2 months ago, but now, at the age of almost 7 months, it's getting clearer and clearer. The hand has become both a guide, reverse temptation, and the rewarding hand, and the knee is what she follows. And after some push training, the dog becomes more steady.
Då, där. Bra. Duktigt då. Snyggt då. Bra, Anna. Anna. Bra. Tå, rätt så. Anna. Anna. Anna.
For Kennel Gold Flames, made by Marzi.